Alright, guys, welcome to another round of MSEM. I don't know why I'm talking so slowly. What about you, Ange? Ange, are
Hi.
you there? Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a round one game of this month's MSEM GP. We have Dravos, who is on Temur Ramp, versus Tropables, who is on Pitchpyre Curse.
Which is in their hands conveniently.
Yeah, I even had to pull it up in chat. But Dravos is also running. Well, I mean, Dravos is running some very. Well, I wouldn't say special cards because
Interesting.
I think we already know what Dravos is running, right? What cards Dravos
Dravos
wants to
is
run.
running. Yeah, Dravos wants to get Elizabeth to work. I respect that. I mean,
Yeah, but oops, I did not use the whisper thing properly. Let me see. But yeah, so Droppables has a one drop into Egg of Avarice, so that's pretty good. Meanwhile, Dravos has wait, how many cards did Dravos keep?
6, I believe.
They kept the 6 with no 1 drops or 2 drops. I'm not sure how I feel about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, Dravos kept 6.
Hmm. I
I
mean,
think that.
like, yeah, I know your opponent's a discard deck, so you don't want to go down super low, but keeping a hand without 1 or 2 drops feels a bit iffy.
Well, I mean, there's Egg of Avarice, which is arguably better than Pitchpyre Curse, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you can't really call the deck Egg because there's a billion Egg of Avarice decks. They're all called Egg, so
We could call this black red egg, right? That's slightly different.
there's already a different Black Red Egg deck that isn't on Pitchpyre, this sacrifice stuff.
Yeah, so I guess we're calling it pitch pirate egg. I don't know what we called it in the deck list stream.
You just call it Pitchpyre. I
Oh,
mean, that's what I think calling it Pitchpyre is good.
yeah. So Tropicables decides to egg into a lantern bearer bell. So
And yeah,
fair. I mean, it is a pretty fast clock.
yeah, that's gonna attack for 3, along with the second one that's 6 plus Pitchpyre is that's 9 damage a turn. That's a 2-turn clock if they can get all of that stuff down.
And I think they will because Dravos has absolutely nothing. I guess they can
Yep.
recall right now, which
Drawing
could.
RFE was definitely a really good one.
I mean, it's really good, but still, you're empty boarded against someone who's about to deal 9 to you a turn.
Yeah.
They're blockers, even.
I
Pitchfire.
honestly don't know how Dravos can win this game, but I think it's also just a really bad matchup too.
Anyways, let's see if this works. Nice, we got Seeker Elizabeth in chat. So
Wow.
yeah, Seeker Elizabeth is a card that Dravos really likes. You know, the funny thing is, I feel like having a Seeker Elizabeth in hand right now would at least have been better than whatever this opening hand was, because then at
I
least it
wonder,
could come down.
Ricky, what's your pet card in MSEM?
Ramsey.
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah. Which I mean, Ramsey is actually good, so like I'm pretty happy about that. I mean, actually, no, my other pet card is Unbound Expanse because apparently I've been making a bunch of Unbound Expanse decks these days. So anyways, Drew Budget comes down as a 3/4 blocker that's about to die to Pitchpyre Curse because you might not read this card correctly on first glance, but this is not a Torment. This is all 3 effects. Your opponent does not get to choose which effect they take. And that's another Lantern Bearer Bell, so that's probably about to come down, and well, it's not going to do much. Trappables probably just plays like Shikai Revenant, sacks it, and then Pitchpyre, and then goes nuts there, right? Oh no, they don't have enough mana for both. Huh. Oh, Volatile Soul. Yeah, that blows up Brubat, yeah. And that, I mean, Trappables gets to swing for 3 this turn, which is significantly less than 9, at least. So Dravos might have a chance. Like, they do have an opportunity to eventually get into later end alpha. How much damage can Trappables put out next turn, anyways? Like, 9 plus the 12 damage? That's still not exactly least. Oh, if Dravos plays Mysterious character on tap, then Trappables just has lethal next turn. But Dravos is going to recall first, and that draws them a Field Tender, which unfortunately does not do much right now because all the Lantern Bearer Bells have flying. But at least Dravos will be able to play out their 2 lands tapped, I guess. Then Trappables brings Dravos down to 2 life with Pitchfire plus Lantern Bearer. Actually, no, mid impact. No, Trappables doesn't have enough mana for that. So Yeah, they pitch. Oh no, they're playing it untapped. Yeah, I think Dravos is just dead, right? Actually, no, they're not dead yet because Dravos needs to top deck a land in order to do Pitchpyre plus another thing to sack to the Pitchpyre. And seems like Dravos is playing up blockers with Field Tender. Unfortunately, I can't do much because Lantern Bear Barrels have flying, but good attempt at least. So that's another recall Forgotten Aeons. Yeah, I guess that could make sense. I mean, if Dravos gets on tap next turn, they do get to put some stuff on board. It doesn't help against 3/1 flyers though, so I think Dravos is pretty dead right now. Cedric's Trepanator, still not a land, so still not completely lethal yet. No, never mind, it's lethal. Dravos just sacks Min Impact to egg to grab another Min Impact, and yeah, that's 9 damage plus 1 more life, and yeah, that's lethal. And that's, yep, Dravos says GG, so that's the game. And that was pretty fast game 1, so let's see. Going to sideboard, we have Dravos, who has to spend has to spend like a quarter of their sideboard slots on basic lands for Primal or Verdant Sanctuary, but they got... Actually, I don't think they have anything. No, they have Sackbow. I mean, that's probably good. The Ultimate Surveyor is also quite good because it blows up the Pitchpyre curses. So, I mean, that's 2 cards to bring in. I mean, that's fine. You actually got to make use of your sideboard slots when you're spending half of them on basic lands. Meanwhile, Tropicables doesn't actually get... I mean, they get to bring in Duress. I think that's really the only thing that's worth bringing in, and maybe not even, because...
Hey, it looks like I was accidentally muted on my computer locally, and then I'm like talking, and I'm wondering what's going on.
No wonder.
I said like the Men Impact line right, and then you just said it like 2 minutes later.
I thought you just went AFK because you said you were leaving.
No,
you were leaving halfway through, but yeah, okay.
I accidentally muted my mic locally.
That was extremely embarrassing. Then I thought you abandoned me. Well, at least you didn't abandon me, but yeah. That actually happened to me once too.
You. I faked you out to think I abandoned you.
Yeah. So yeah, what about Tropical sideboard? Do you, just the rest, right? Do you have anything else to bring in? Do you want to bring in Apraxias?
Maybe fuel for the fire? Maybe process termination, since that unconditionally exile stuff, but you're losing a lot of life.
You don't care about life though in this matchup.
True.
Actually, process termination blows up their Verdant Sanctuaries. Oh no, it blows up Primal Resurgence on curve. Yeah, I think you bring that thing in then. If it can blow up Primal.
Yeah, I feel like process termination is super underplayed. It's pretty good removal, and it also hits enchantments.
Yeah, I think it's just people aren't used to boarding in black enchantment removal.
Yeah, because that used to be a color pipe, right?
So do you bring in Alpraxias in this matchup for the Revelations?
I feel like you don't, but okay, it looks like... Do they have one in the main deck? No, they don't. So they did bring in an Apraxias.
Oh, that's a 1-lander. Hey, we see the new card here. Ogre, Contracted Rebel.
Okay, well, it's mulligan's away.
But this is a pretty good starting hand.
I like this hand, yeah. You just put away a land. You have Pitchpyre, Men Impact. Shit, guys, like... Dravos is going to discard 2 on turn 2 if you go for Men Impact.
On the bright side for Dravos, at least, you have Field Tender, which could make use of your discards, sort of. Not really, though.
Yeah, and you do get Resurgence on 1, and which will let you Field Tender turn 2.
Yeah, you can't complain too much about Resurgence on 1. I mean, that's everything the ramp deck wants and more.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, I could hope for more.
Do they go for Jubaji or for Field Tender on turn 2?
I think they might just... I think they're probably going to jam Jubajia, even though it ends up being slightly worse for them just because the opponent has so much discard. But Dravos wouldn't know that, so like I think it's a wash.
Dravos does know that the deck does a lot of discarding, but not seeing Trepander on 1 might convince them.
I think you definitely play out Jubajia here because you get to play Crumbling Shrine tapped. So like you get to make use of the extra land drops right away. And then
you do have to shock in though, which
that's completely fine.
Yeah. But the life does matter against Pitchpyre a lot.
It does, but like not enough for you to throw yourself off curve.
Yeah, you could still go for Field Tender, but
yeah, but
I guess you do want. Yeah, and then Rova, I do kind of like Field Tender into Rova because your Field Tender is going to make a token, but Crumbling Shrine tapped is a lot of value.
Yeah, certainly. Wait, can Troubles? Yeah, Troubles can't get off the Pitchpyre curse, which will actually force Dravos to sack the Drubagia, unless they sack Primal. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, you can just sack Primal. Never mind. Drubagia is safe.
Oh wait, Pitchpyre is. Oh yeah, it's non-land permanent.
Yeah. I don't know if that
And
makes
then
it
you can
better
just
or
go.
worse than if it was just creature.
I think it makes it better.
Yeah, certainly. Like if Dravos only had Primal and just jammed RFE this turn, then this would have Pitchpyre would have hurt them a lot more if it wasn't just creature. So Drubagia or Crumbling Shrine flips to Drubagia, which I assume is going insta bin.
I'd hope so.
I mean, there is a reason. Like there is an argument to be made for keeping this on top as backup Drubagias, but yeah,
Okay, yeah, they
that's
grade it.
correct.
I feel like you do just like.
So now the question becomes, what 2 cards do you discard? Once the thing goes off. I think the correct things to discard is Rova plus Shifting Glade because like you really want to get Field Tender into play now that you have Drubagia out. That's actually a nuts amount of 1/1s if you get the line.
Yeah, because you just got to keep like you can just play Wayfarer's Shrine twice every turn.
It does cost a bit of life though, so you can't do that forever. But also you run out of basics in your deck. But yeah, you get to spam board with 1/1s.
And then you get to Rova them all to make them
no,
huge.
you're discarding the Rova. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, true.
But you do get to work your way up towards a big Drubagia.
I can definitely see a world where you discard the land though, since you just replay it with the tender.
Yeah. No, you have to discard 2 cards.
You have to yeah, true. So,
okay,
and you want tender, so.
Let's see if Dravos realizes what the right play is.
See if they sack Resurgence.
Let's hope they remember
Hopefully.
that they can sack Resurgence here. They might not realize that it's any non-land permanent.
Reading the card explains the card.
Yeah, but
this is a mistake many have made.
Well, does skimming the card count as reading the card? Because skimming the card, they did not read it properly. No.
In Cube, what I did is I read a card. It's like I thought it was like a cannon card, but it was better, but it was worse in the situation I played it in, which is really funny because it was like pretty much strictly better than the card. Technically not strictly because one said creature and one said non-land permanent.
Right.
But I thought it said so it was like target player returns chooses one creature and returns the rest of their hand. I thought it was each player. And I had a creature I wanted to save from a removal spell. So and I ended up losing because of that.
So wait, so now that Dravos pitched Drubagia, are they still going for Field Tender? Because like that is
I wonder. They have to discard 2, so they have to choose either Rova or Field Tender.
I mean, they didn't see you. You already got this wrong, Dravos. You could have sacked the Primal Resurgence.
Yeah, I mean, I think you still have a good chance if you sack the Primal Resurgence, but now I think you just, yeah, as Dravos says, you're just dead. The nice thing about keeping Rova is it doesn't get stoneworked.
But I don't think a 5/5 does anything against the opponent's deck right now. Like if you're empty-handed, actually no, it could. If it's just
if Dravos reads Pitchpyre again and realizes they can sacrifice Resurgence, they get to keep the Rova.
What are your chances you think that actually happens though?
Not much. We're hoping.
Actually, no. This is extra bad because like if Dravos kept around Drubagia, then Field Tender starts making 1/1s, which you can sack to Pitchpyre.
Yeah, which you can sack.
Pitchpyre actually becomes negated in a way.
I swear, every time I watch one of Dravos's games, something happens.
Yeah, I mean that's the fun of watching other people play, right? You get to scream at their just bad decision making.
Yeah, true. And then when I make the bad decisions, you scream at me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fair.
Especially because we have full information of both players' hands, so we can pretend to be holier than thou and say that you should have known. Like you should have known because the opponent was telegraphing to play.
This is why you play 4-card MSEM, guys. You always have perfect information, and you always play correctly, so you can't make a mistake.
You always play correctly? You could mess up your own calculations.
True. You should play for... Everyone here, you should play 4-card MSEM. Please.
So anyways, I guess Field Tender is coming down. I mean, top deck and Primal Resurgence isn't the worst thing in the world, but
if they reread Pitchpyre and remember that they can sack a Resurgence to it, they can sack it and keep their Field Tender.
They could just sack a 1/1 to it.
Oh, right, because they haven't played a land this turn. Right. Just play out like a shock fetch tapped, play Resurgence. Seems nice.
It might be risky because Field Tender could just die between. So you might just want to play out Wayfarer Shrine so you get your guaranteed 2 tokens before Field
Yeah,
Tender
you get
dies.
2/1/1s or a guaranteed. Yeah.
It seems like they are not going for the guaranteed extra 1/1. Interesting.
I mean, it's gonna get removed from the stonework, so
Yeah, Dravos totally should have seen that coming, right? Because Dravos should have saw that Trapolis has somewhere telegraphed, right?
yeah, they should have read like the plays, you know.
Yeah.
And Anapraxia's is also rough, but I guess it doesn't matter because the field tender dies.
Well, it's just insult to injury. Oh, I
Yeah.
think Trapolis is yeah, they're getting so Stonework gets to blow something up and then also Pitchpyre does something. Actually, how does it get stacked? Does Stonework blow up the thing first?
Good.
Actually,
Because
yeah.
it would go on the stack before Pitchpyre resolves.
Okay, yeah, that's extremely bad. So there goes Field Tender. So Dravos has 6 mana, so they could get good top decks. I mean, like Flavor and Alpha does do something in this board state, right? Dravos is
Yeah.
actually pretty empty now that I think about it.
No. Oh, do they mean first on the stack or resolving first? Because it is first on the stack, and I don't know if it resolve. I'm pretty sure it doesn't resolve first because you don't put you. This isn't Yu-Gi-Oh where you like put stonework on a new stack, so it should go on the stack before Pitchpyre. But I might be messing stuff up.
So you sack Volta. Yeah, this thing already goes on the stack because you sack your. Yeah, you have to sack your
thing to the ability, and then it triggers, but it's still before because it's an. I don't know if it's because of an. It would definitely trigger before if it was a when you do, but since it's an if you do, I'm not sure.
So if you do does not use the
Since
sack,
it's part of
so
the ability.
yeah, so you sack your thing. The if you do part goes off, and then Volatile Stonework goes off. So yeah, that works out for Dravos.
No, you would get the sack, right? Since it's all part of one ability.
Yeah, so you get to sack the thing before Stonework blows it up.
Yeah, you sack the thing, and then the ability finishes resolving, and then the stonework goes on the stack. And
wait, is Dravos animating Crumbling Shrine? Dravos, this is not the right time to go on offensive.
Trust. Dravos is making the right plays here. You need to have faith in them.
You could cut back Crumbling Shrine to block the Shikai Revenants. I mean,
they have 2 creature lands, Ricky.
Yeah, but if this dies, you actually go down in mana.
Yeah, they're pretty screwed. If they read Pitchpyre correctly, they maybe aren't, because you can sack the Resurgences and still actually have a pretty big board of creature lands.
Sort of, but like you're not.
I mean, it's a 2-turn clock if Ducky doesn't leave back the blockers.
I think you're better off just like preserving your mana and hoping to top deck your bombs because that's the only way you're winning. Oh right, the practice just kills it because it removes the counters. Wait, what? Wait, did it get changed? Did the practice get changed?
Yes,
destroys the thing.
But not very much.
Remove all count. If it's toughness 2 or less, destroy. Huh. I thought
remove all. It used to be -2/-2, so it's pretty much the only difference is it doesn't sink power, and it also, what I find confusing is what they were going to do is try to because you know how the Anapraxia's exiling thing came up last GP?
Yeah.
How it doesn't actually exile it? They said they're going to put the mode after to avoid confusion, but then they didn't, and now people think it does. And I heard someone say they changed it so it does actually exile, but they didn't. Like, it only should. Like, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Well, it does exile now, so I guess it.
Wait, how? Am I missing something?
So it blows up the thing, so it's already in
right,
graveyard.
because it blows it up instead of state-based actions, right?
Yeah, and hey, there's Range Sanctuary.
Okay, well, I mean, you get to play some lands. Yeah, Pitchpyre stacks and all lands. I think that's what Travels is going to say.
See, if Dravos had RFE in hand, then being able to sack non-lands would have been bad for them. But since they had a creature in play, suddenly it becomes the opposite.
Yep. I mean, yeah, sometimes you misread a card. I doubt it would have mattered a ton, but yeah.
I mean, it did matter a ton. We didn't get to see Ramp go off with Druvagia and friends. Like,
true.
Actually, before this deck got nerfed, like before the Green Sun Zenith got nerfed and I was running this deck, I managed to get the Field Tender Drubadia combo surprisingly not very often, despite the fact that I was running a bunch of Green Sun
4 of
Zeniths.
each. Oh no, you're running a bunch of GSZs, right?
Yeah, like because I think I was mostly running it as a backup in case I get one. In case I get Drubadia or Pale Weaver and I didn't get Verdant Sanctuary out, because like it's a Tutor Bow Verdant Sanctuary like card, but I guess it just never came up that much because usually I do get the Verdant Sanctuary down or something similar, and I just never got the opportunity. Or like if I have the GSZs and a Drubadia or already out, or I mean, if I had the mana for GSC and I had one of the land drop givers out, I usually had better things to tutor. But yeah, so that was the game. Kind of anticlimactic, but I mean, what could you expect, right? Sometimes games just go like that. And did you mute yourself again?
No.
Okay, good. You're just quiet now.
Yeah, I'm just not talking.
All right. Anyways, so that was the game. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next round. I mean, next video, whenever that will be.
This round, hopefully.
Yeah.